Well, good morning and welcome to the Ventura County Community College District, Ventura College's Activate System Overview and Training. This is Janice Anderson. I'm with Global CTI Group. We are the integrator helping to install and support the Activate One-Touch Emergency Notification Solution for the college. So first of all, what is Activate? Activate's really just our name for a couple of computer systems on the back end that work with devices on your network. It's what we call a one-touch emergency notification system. It's a little bit of a misnomer. There's actually a touch plus a confirm on almost all of the activations, but we'll be walking through those. The Activate system immediately sends both auditory as well as visual alerts on many endpoints to notify all staff and students in the event of emergency. When there's an emergency situation at Ventura College, administration and faculty will have the ability to both trigger an alert and it will immediately notify staff of an emergency or situation. Some alerts will notify all staff as well as out to students as well. As we dive into the overview and training of the system, we'll cover the devices that receive alerts and how you'll see and hear alert notifications to request assistance using your mobile application, actually as well as some desktop notifications. So what do you expect from the Activate system? The notification system is going to deliver notifications to some newly installed devices. These devices will begin installation towards the end here of 2019 and into the early part of 2020. The devices, when an alert is sent, you'll hear audio across all of these devices here pictured in the screen. These are all speakers. Some of them also have a clock display. When you also have an alert activated, some of these devices, like the clocks in the left two pictures down below, have what's called a beacon. You can see a little bit of a bar just underneath the clock here, and that little white bar underneath the clock and at the bottom of the hallway display actually illuminates a color, red, green, or blue, depending on the nature of the alert, whether it's a test, an all clear, or an emergency activation. Those colored beacons illuminate, as well as you will hear audio and you'll see the text message replace the clock display with a scrolling text of whatever the alert that matches the auditory alert. So these are ADA compliant devices. If I have a hearing disability, I can read the alerts. If I'm visually disabled, I will hear them. The two devices on the right, the IPSM and the IPHVP, those are either hallway or outdoor speakers that will be installed. There are a few horns that will be installed on some desktops to get a quarter-mile range or so to make sure that our alerts are heard in all of the indoor and outdoor areas amongst the campus. So in the grassy areas, out to parking lots and athletic fields and departments. So for those of you who can't hear the one alert that's in the center of campus now, this is meant to fill those gaps and make sure that alerts are heard inside classrooms, in hallways, as well as outdoors. The desktops that are connected to the Ventura College network will also have an application installed on them that will allow desktop notification. So if I'm teaching and I'm on a Ventura County Community College network connected device, this application will be installed that will illuminate and overtake any active application on the desktop. So the activation we're seeing here is a smaller notification. It has a blue bar along the top, and it's some sort of a building and safety type of notification. These are probably a less life safety alerting type notification when it's a small bar over to the right-hand side of your computer screen. Something that's like a lockdown or an active shooter will actually display over the entire screen of your computer with a large red flashing bar. So, but this is kind of what one of the desktop alerts will look like. If your computer has speakers and there's auditory alerts along with the written text, your computer speaker should play the auditory alert. The text alert will display and repeat until you hit the X on the upper right-hand side of the notification window, just like closing any application window. Some folks asked if this will awake a PC that is asleep or not logged into. It cannot log in or awake a resting PC, but remember there are classroom and hallway speakers and beacons and visual displays that will be alerting simultaneously. If you have the mobile application installed, your mobile phone, whether or not the Synapse Revolution mobile application is running, we'll go through installing that here in a bit, but whether or not that application is actually open on your mobile phone, you should receive an alert to your lock screen. And if there's auditory messages, you should hear a tone, and you can swipe to open that alert to the application where you can play the message. If it's on vibrate, you'll feel a vibration when you get the desktop alert, and then you can again swipe the lock screen notification here and takes you right to the application where you'll see and hear the alert. So what kind of information will we see in these alert notifications? Your administrative staff have found just the right combination of just enough information but not too much to cloud anybody's receiving of an alert in an emergency situation. We want to keep things succinct and to the point. So in an evacuation, I'll read through this. I won't read through all of these, but in an evacuation, their beacons are going to illuminate red. You will hear an audio script. This is a computer-generated text-to-speech voice, but it is very natural English and natural Spanish sounding in its cadence and tone. It's a female voice. It'll say, "Attention please, this is an evacuation alert notification for Ventura College main campus. Evacuate immediately. Exit the building and proceed to your designated evacuation areas." This repeats immediately in Spanish, and it will continue to repeat in a cadence of 3 alerts in English and Spanish. It will pause for about 30 seconds and repeat those 3 alerts 3 or 4 times depending on the alert. The text that accompanies this along those clock displays, desktop pop-ups, and mobile lock screen application notifications will read very similar to the audio alert. Ventura College main campus, evacuate the building. Proceed outside to the designated safe area. You can read that text on any of those endpoints. Please note that where it says Ventura College main campus, if this was an alert for East Campus, it would say Ventura College Santa Paula East Campus, so as not to confuse the east side of main campus. A couple folks had made that distinction, and we wanted to make sure you knew that. Active shooter, very similar. Again, it's going to alert you. It'll play the campus location where the alert is active for. You may be someone who receives alerts for both Santa Paula and main campus, so you'll want to listen to the alert to see which campus the alert is for. And then again, an active shooter is just going to tell you very quickly, assess your situation and run, hide, or fight. There's a lot of other advice we could give you during an active shooter alert, but these are the most immediate life-saving pieces of advice that play to get the message out immediately. There's one for lockdown, just says stay away from windows, turn off lights. There's a neighborhood lockdown. This is going to be less urgent. Something's going on in the neighborhood and we're just doing a preventative or kind of proactive alert for the campus to let you know something's going on in the immediate area and that you should stay inside. If there's an earthquake, they'll remind you to take shelter, get under a sturdy desk. Fire, you're going to exit to your safe areas. And then there's an all clear. The all clear will have a green beacon on it or a blue beacon, something to illuminate that it's clear, not red or urgent. This is not to say that these are the only type of alerts you may hear. This system has the ability to do live updates. So between the first alert that is a preset, pre-recorded audio, and this last all clear, system administration staff, emergency operation committee members, campus safety, they can all issue live updates. So they can record a live update and disperse that immediately so that during an event, you're getting updates on where to go, which side of the campus to evacuate to if one side is more dangerous than the other, et cetera, et cetera. So there's an unlimited number of live updates you could be getting in between this initial alert and the all clear. Every one of these alerts has an associated drill pre-recorded for it, so that if you want to test any of these scenarios, run a fire drill, a lockdown drill, an evacuation drill. Every one of these has a drill. It's very clearly noted at both the beginning and the end within seconds of each other that it is a drill notification, not an urgent. The associated beacon color will also illuminate appropriately so that you know it's a drill and not an active live emergency. So all mobile devices and any Ventura network connected desktop users will have access to activate, and this is for campus staff and faculty. You will have the ability to activate for an active shooter or request assistance for either campus assistance like a disturbance or medical emergency. The desktop alert and mobile application alerts each work a little differently. They are both different applications. Both require an initial press and then a confirmation of some kind, and we're going to go through the details of each of those. There are advanced users who on their mobile application or through a desktop application will have access to activate all of the presets, meaning not just active shooter and campus assistance for medical or disturbance. They can activate earthquake, fire, neighborhood lockdown, all of the others, as well as issue all clear or live updates. But for most staff and faculty, you will have the 3 campus assistants for disturbance, medical, as well as active shooter. So first, let's go over the desktop alert application button. On Ventura College connected network computers, there will be installed a very simple application. I say simple because it looks kind of just like an old Windows pop-up icon. There will be an alert that looks like this red button here with an exclamation point inside a triangle. It'll have a name next to it. It'll just be a shortcut on Ventura network connected devices. It also will be in the bottom left application window, but you will also see a shortcut on the main window. How this works. The desktop icon activates by you double-clicking on the alert icon shortcut on the desktop. That opens up a window with 4 buttons on it. So step 2, you're going to choose the emergency event type. Either it's a disturbance in your classroom, there's a medical event happening, you have seen an active assailant and you need to lock down the entire campus, or you accidentally click the button and you just need to cancel. There will be a second window that pops up after you choose one of those 3 just alert types. It will ask you for a password from the desktop. That password for faculty and staff to know is 911. It does not call 911 or alert 911. It's just what the password is. We wanted it to be something easy to remember during an emergency. Once you've entered the password, you're going to hit your enter button and you're going to see a little pop-up on the desktop that says you're activated OK. That's the confirmation. If you see something like the activation did not happen, you could get a bigger box if there was a problem, but you should see activated OK to confirm that you have sent that activation off to medical and campus safety staff. People asked us who gets alerted in these instances. The classroom disturbance goes to campus safety. It goes to dispatch as well as any campus safety personnel. Medical alerts also go to campus safety and dispatch, but it also alerts the medical response team on campus. Active assailant's pretty pervasive. If you click the active assailant and enter the password and click OK, you're going to lock down every device will get a notification and you'll lock down the entire campus. So remember, disturbance and medical go to a select smaller group of on-campus staff. The active assailant will lock down the entire campus. It will alert to every speaker, every clock, every mobile device, and also send text messages out to students. So the active assailant is very pervasive. It's not something to play around with on testing. It's only to be used in the event of an emergency. So the last thing we're going to go over is how to set up and use the Synapse Revolution mobile application on your mobile device. This works with Apple iOS devices as well as any Android device. So first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and go to your associated application store and download the Synapse Revolution mobile client. So if you've got an iOS device, you're going to go to the Apple App Store. If you've got an Android device, then you're going to want to go to the Google Play Store. You're going to search for the application Synapse Revolution Mobile. You can see the icon here. It's a kind of a white box with a blue R with an orange swirl around it. It's Syn, S-Y-N dash APPS Revolution Mobile. Go ahead and download and install that application. If you're doing it on your iOS device, you're going to see the application in the App Store. You'll see the little R box. Go ahead and download and install. When it installs to your iOS device, it'll probably be on the last page of your application. You might need to swipe through a couple pages to see it on the back page of your application. When it opens, you'll see a registration page. You can do one of 2 things and hold on that page. Don't worry about the registration just yet. Going to kind of say the same thing. If you're on an Android device, you're going to go to the Google Play Store. You'll see the application. I think the icon has a little blue circle around it on the Google Play Store. Again, download and install. the Synapse Revolution mobile client to your phone, and the application may open to a registration page. At that point, just hold. You should receive an email when you're ready to download this. You need a request from IT to send you the Synapse Revolution setup email. When you see that email and you've downloaded the application, so this is after you've downloaded the application, go to the email you received. You're going to do one of two things. If you're looking at this email on your mobile device, the one with which you've installed the application, when you're in the email, you can hit on the orange Register Mobile application button in the email, and that will sync your installed application to your profile from the application server. If you've installed the application on your mobile phone, but you get your email on a desktop, you can take the camera from your phone and scan or take a picture with your camera of the QR code, which is the little black speckled box in the email. So depending on where you get your email while you're installing this application, if you're looking at your email on your device, you're going to hit the orange Register Mobile button. If you have installed the device on your mobile app, but you see your email on a desktop, you're going to scan that QR code with the camera on your mobile phone. Once you've scanned, it'll prompt you to say if you want to open the application, say OK to open the application. Once the application opens, you'll get a few pop-ups that ask if you want to accept permissions like accessing your microphone or camera. I would suggest accepting all application permissions for location, microphone, and camera use. Once you've done this, you will now have access to receive notifications as well as use the red assistant slider. Once you're synced up, you should see your phone application looking like the image on the left. You should see kind of a white page that says receive notifications, and you'll see the red assistant slider. Two things are available from the request assistant slider. If you slide your finger along the red assistant slider from the left side of your screen to the right, following the arrow until your finger has slid all the way across the red and covered the words request assistance, you will have a pop-up that shows two request assistance options in either the center or bottom of your screen. You can click on campus disturbance or medical emergency and see what this does. When you click on that, it'll open up like a information gathering page. And this page, it'll tell you if it's a campus disturbance, so maybe you have someone doing something strange outside or inside your classroom, and or maybe you're in the library and someone is doing something strange in there and you want to alert security. Request disturbance, when you see this activation page open up, go ahead and press on either the title or body area of the screen. At minimum, try and type in your exact location. If you're in a room, type in the room number. If you're in a library, try to give them an idea of what area of the library the disturbance is happening. You also have the option to press the record audio or attach image. If you hit record audio or attach image, your phone will need to have permissions to your microphone or camera in order for it to use those application features. It will attach the audio or complete the image in the application window. Once all the information is complete, you're going to go ahead and click the orange send button, and a disturbance again will go to campus safety and dispatch. Medical will go to campus safety dispatch as well as medical alert staff. If time is of the essence and you don't have time to press on title or body or type anything on your phone, or you don't have the ability to record or attach an image, if you just hit the press send button, the receiving party, medical and campus safety staff will see who the application was sent from, and they should get a general location from your phone's GPS. So again, if you can, at minimum, put in your location into the title or body area. If you have time and it's safe to capture an image of the associated detail of the environment you're in, go ahead and do that. But if you can't, just hit send. Again, who receives these request assistance notifications includes the Ventura College staff, a select group in campus school security as well as dispatch receives any sort of disturbance alerts, and the medical alerts are received by that same school security personnel and dispatch as well as medical assistant staff. So just a quick note here. This is an internal campus notification. These actions are not placing a call to the 911 or the Public Safety Answer Point or PSAP. Please assess your situation. You need to use your best judgment and call the appropriate resource that you deem is necessary for the situation. I can tell you that both your campus safety chief of police as well as medical administration personnel have told us that when you use these applications, either the desktop notification or the mobile app to notify on a disturbance or medical alert, campus personnel who receive those notifications can probably get to you faster than a 911 response where you're going to have to dispatch a police officer from somewhere out in the community or ambulance from somewhere out in the community. But again, your best judgment to assess the situation. If you dial 911 first and do one of these alerts second, there's nothing right or wrong about your response. So you have to kind of assess the situation and do what you deem is necessary. But again, doing these applications is an internal campus notification. There's one more thing we have to sync up for you on your mobile application. If you press the little person from your mobile application, the little head icon in the bottom right of your screen, it's going to bring up your mobile user profile. It's going to show the name that's associated on your account and that you've synced up your receiving account, that you're connected to the Ventura College as a receiving account where you can receive alerts as well as request assistance. You do not have a sending account synced up yet, and we want to get that synced up for you. In the sending account, you're going to set this up by clicking on the word login under the sending account bar of your personal information page under the person icon. That will open up the screen to the right here where it's going to ask you for your account ID, your username, and your password. The account ID is 10802. The username is going to be your network login username. So anything before the @ventura.edu in your email address, so just your first name dot last name or first initial last name. Make sure that it doesn't install an extra space if this autofills for you under username. Sometimes autofill will leave an extra space at the end of your username. Just make sure you backspace out any extra spaces. And then your password is your network login password. What a sending account will give you access to is the active shooter alert. So when you have the sending account, you'll notice that you have a third icon at the bottom of your page in your application, in your Synapse application. It looks like a little paper airplane. When you click on that paper airplane, you'll notice that you're associated to the main campus and you can activate an active shooter on the Ventura College main campus. There's a little gun icon with a crosshair here to note that it is an active shooter that you're going to be alerting on. What will happen is if you press this active shooter button, you will get an orange send or cancel icon just like you did during the medical emergency or disturbance alert. It will not activate until you hit the orange send button. This is a live alert. It is live on the Ventura College campus now, so please do not test this. It is active. Only use the orange send option if you are in a real active shooter emergency. If you do accidentally press the active shooter button, just hit the white cancel button if no actual emergency exists and you're just accidentally pressed it. This is a powerful application to have in your hand. An active shooter will, again, alert to any mobile application registered on the device, on the campus. It will alert any desktop that has the application loaded on it. It will also start to alert through auditory and visual displays on any clocks or clock speaker combos that are installed, as well as outdoor speakers. It will also email to any registered student who's chosen to respond to the application, as well as send them SMS text alerts if they've registered for text alerts. So it's pretty powerful. You're going to notify every possible endpoint in an active shooter. So thank you for sitting through our training. It takes a while to get through this and load up that application. If you had problems loading up your application or you still have questions, your IT help desk staff, they're fantastic. They are fully enabled and prepared to assist you in any way to get your application working, answer any other questions you may have. Please stay safe and thank you for your attendance.